What were the signs that made you seek early intervention?
The signs that made me seek early intervention. So I actually did not see any signs. I didn't know what to look for. I didn't know what I was dealing with. It was one of my friends, my best friend, who came to me, and it was one of those we have to talk kind of conversations. And of course I was nervous as whatever, because I'm like, well, we got to talk about. But when she started talking about Journey, I was kind of caught off guard. I really didn't know what to think. You know, autism also is a very new thing, so I definitely didn't expect or suspect autism. Barely even knew what it was. And so there were no signs that I saw, but if I would say that a major sign for me was the nonverbal. You know, that was the one thing that did stick out when she mentioned it and said, hey, do you realize Journey's not talking or asking for anything? Certain things, like I would say, hey Journey, can you take this to mom? Or hey, can you put this up here? And Journey would just kind of stare at me. He didn't. Or I would say, hey Journey, pass me the remote. And pass me the apple. That would fly right over his head. So I just didn't ask him those questions. And so, yeah, those were the signs.
How did you feel when he was diagnosed?
When Journey was diagnosed, it was a hard hit. Yeah. All I remember is just we were on 40th Street and came out to Elwyn, and we just went to McDonald's and we sat on the lawn at this park, and I just sat there, and all I could say was, whatever you need, however you need it, I'm just going to make sure that I get it for you. I felt confused because I just did not know what to do or what next steps to do. After he was diagnosed, it did not come with a pamphlet on what to do next. I felt nervous because I felt like other people would be in denial of the diagnosis, but I knew it was a diagnosis and it was a proper diagnosis. And so the how I felt was kind of like, okay, well, what next? And what does this mean?
How do you think early intervention helped?
With getting the IEP started early, that's the best part of early intervention, honestly, is getting that IEP started early. You just have a track system. And honestly, I feel like all children should be on this, but there's a tracking system for their goals, and they actually get the occupational therapy, they get the motor skills, they get the speech therapy, and those are all things that I know he needed, because Journey was very nonverbal. It still has, he doesn't, I wouldn't say have issues forming sentences, but he is not, as verbal as the average 13-year-old, but he's always been, I hate to say the word behind, but not at level at that point, so I guess we're all kind of used to it now. So early intervention helped with keeping track of everything, I would say, and at least we just knew what was going on and where we were. I feel like if there wasn't any early intervention and not having that, Journey would be worse off.
What are ways that you adapt to his diagnosis?
I feel bad that Journey has to adapt to us in a sense. I feel that if some people just meet Journey at his level and conform to his normal, you will never have an issue with him. And so how did I adapt? I guess I just more than anything had to adapt to his diagnosis. I had to adapt to the fact that he has autism, and with adapting to that means that he needs the proper care. He needs to be in a proper educational systems. Where we live in Philadelphia, unfortunately, outside of Elwyn, the public school systems just really don't offer much. And so, I had to make sure that he got into a county school district. And so those are ways that I definitely had to adapt to Journey. It's just by doing anything possible to make sure that he has all of the resources at his fingertips that are available for him.
So how do you advocate for Journey?
So I advocate for him mainly by making sure that he can stand up for himself, especially being a teenager now, that he knows how to stand up for himself, and that he is not crippled by his diagnosis, that he just uses that diagnosis to learn a little bit more. So advocating, honestly, is not hard, because Journey is magnificent in all the senses. But I think that same way you would advocate for your child, your wife, your mother, your brother, your lover, whatever, you know, you advocate for your child. And you just don't take no for an answer, for sure, when it comes to what you know about your child and what your child can achieve.
What do you see in your child's future?
Yes. So pretty much in Journey's future, I see Journey, you know, being highly independent, being able to work on his own, but mainly, you know, this is what Josiah Enterprise is being built for. It's being built for him. You know, this is the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. So when it comes down to it, Journey, not only none of my children, you know, have to deal with the woes of the world. They can actually run their own business. Journey right now, he knows how to make these shirts. He knows how to cut them. He knows how to press them. He knows how to order them. You know, we're working on all of those things. So Journey's learning operations and systems. You know, I'm teaching sales. I'm teaching him marketing. Journey will know everything that I am aware of as well. So how do I see Journey doing in the future? Phenomenally. I see Journey mastering anything that he wants to put his mind to. I see Journey taking the keys to the car that I'm driving right now, you know, and being able to drive it away. And that's important to me. And so I'm proud to be able to model this for Journey. But most importantly, I'm proud that he's taken to it. I'm proud that he's respectful about it. I'm proud that he wants to do it and loves it himself. That he doesn't give me, you know, when I have to pull him from his games to help make shirts or help fold shirts or however like that, or help press shirts, he's there for it, and he wants to know more and he wants to help. And what I'm most proud about is when Journey wants another game or something, he'll ask me, he says, "Hey Daddy, how many shirts can we make? How many shirts can we sell? Where can I work?" So he already got the work ethic. He knows what he has to do for work. So, you know, I just want him to know how to build on top of that. Where do I see the future? You know, the sky's the limit. But I definitely think that I'm very thankful for early intervention, because the future is much brighter, and because it gave Journey a strong foundation.
To support Josiah Enterprise,
You can buy a shirt
at josiahenterprise.com. Woo!